What better place to study genetics than a galaxy far, far away? Today, we are using the Star Wars universe to illustrate the concept of developmental networks. Here are our players. We have Luke Skywalker, Yoda, Ben Kenobi, Darth Vader, the Emperor, and Anakin Skywalker. One important distinction. For our purposes, we'll be considering Darth Vader and Anakin to be separate characters, or two gene products with very similar characteristics but with different roles. In a duel of former master and apprentice, Ben Kenobi and Darth Vader face off, which will show us how these gene products interact. It was Vader's purpose to defeat Kenobi, which he believed he had on the first Death Star, meaning Darth Vader suppresses Ben Kenobi. So what about the relationship between Ben Kenobi and another Jedi Master, Yoda? The job of Ben Kenobi is to promote Yoda, which of course he did in Episode 5 to Luke while on Hoth. Thanks to Ben Kenobi promoting Yoda, Luke now has a master to continue his Jedi training. Despite initial hesitation, Yoda goes on to train Luke on Dagobah. Therefore, Yoda promotes the development of Luke as a Jedi. Luke matures into a Jedi Knight thanks to Yoda. On his hero's journey, he encounters his father, Anakin. As mentioned, he's very similar to the Vader product we saw earlier in the series. However, through the eyes of Luke, he sees him as the former Jedi Knight rather than a Sith Lord. Thanks to this distinction, Luke's able to promote the presence of Anakin. Thanks to the action of his son, Anakin returns. So how does this impact the big bad Emperor? When Luke, Anakin, and the Emperor are all in the throne room of the second Death Star, their actions will determine the fate of the galaxy. Anakin, driven to action by the suffering of his son, will go on to defeat the Emperor, suppressing him. So let's look at the complete development network that saved the galaxy. Darth Vader is the suppressor of Ben Kenobi. If Ben Kenobi is not suppressed, then he's able to promote Yoda. Yoda will go on to promote Luke, who will then promote Anakin. Anakin then suppresses the Emperor, which brings balance to the Force. So what happens if Yoda goes missing on Dagobah? In this alternate timeline, without the teachings of Yoda, Luke never goes on to become a Jedi Knight. Totally unprepared, he's unable to redeem Anakin. As a result, the Emperor goes on to rule the galaxy. What about a story lacking Darth Vader? Without Darth Vader, there's nothing to suppress Ben Kenobi, allowing the rest of the network continuing as is, ending with the Emperor being thrown down an elevator shaft. In a double mutation, we would remove Ben Kenobi and Yoda. While Vader would be unaffected upstream, the rest of the series would be interrupted as Luke, then Anakin are not promoted, meaning the Emperor lives on. What about Star Wars without the Skywalkers, Luke and Anakin? Even though Ben Kenobi and Yoda are unaffected upstream, the removal of Luke and Anakin allows the Emperor to live on. While in genetics, promotion and suppression of certain gene products can alter a cascade of other products. In Star Wars, the removal or addition of characters can alter the fate of the galaxy.